Jesus. Walk Chi-Town, ooh, Chi-Town, Mr. AZ hot now. I bow down to no one unless it's the Holy One. I'm the only one who's speaking the truth. Are you too? Tell me what you do. Tell me what you choose. Are you heaven to hell proof?
What's up, everybody? What's up? I hope you guys are all having a great and beautiful evening, beautiful week, whatever it is. So yeah, welcome back to the CEO Talks podcast, guys.
CEO Talks podcast.
How y'all doing? How y'all
Yo,
feeling?
that wasn't even planned.
No, it wasn't.
That was crazy.
Nah, we doing good though. How you doing, bro?
Me? Oh,
Any?
fantastic.
Fantastic.
No, I'm doing pretty good. Feeling good. Feeling blessed.
You know,
That's nice.
that's all that matters. Feeling great, feeling blessed. Tomorrow's Mother's Day.
For those that are Mexican.
Yeah, for those that are Mexican.
And if you're not
Tomorrow's
Mexican, not happy Mother's Day to you.
Yep. Not until Sunday. Not until Sunday.
Nah, but yeah, man. I mean, everything's been good. The gym's been decent. I'm on day 8 of 75 hard.
Very nice.
Very struggly. Now, I've been struggling a little bit. Not too much, just because I know what lies ahead if I stay consistent. So I'm just gonna stay consistent, not look down, and fuga.
I mean, you've already kind of seen it now. I mean, you kind of showed me some
Yeah,
beautiful pictures over there, eh?
Yeah, no, I showed him a picture yesterday of day 1 and day 7, and I don't know. I have like a weird body type where I just start losing weight
Like
quick,
Fast.
like very fast. So
fast as fuck, boy.
no, 7 days. I mean, you can just see like a big difference in my big old belly. But hey, we working on it. 1% better type shit. Feel me?
Every single day.
What's like your fitness goal?
My fitness goal is I don't know. I don't really have a fitness goal. I just want to like slim down all the way.
Slim thick.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I put on enough muscle. If I shred down enough, I think I would look like
Kelly Muscle?
something.
Mm.
Could be.
Very nice.
What about you, Santi? What are your goals in the gym right now?
In the gym right now, looking to just lean down and then just wait until the winter or fall time to bulk up again.
Yep.
Está bien. Do it.
But right now, just leaning down because the soccer season's coming up, so I got to be as lean, as light as I could be on my feet.
Very nice.
Yep, exactly that. Being I mean, for me, I kind of want to start getting in that calorie deficit.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Gotta, because I gotta burn this fat, bro.
Yeah, no,
Nah.
I'm trying to stay at like 1,500 calories a day. So, but it's hard though. I'm not gonna lie.
I
'Cause
bet.
you see shit and you're like, damn, that looks fire. Like when this weekend, Canelo fought obviously, and all I wanted to do was eat chips and shit, but no se pudo.
No se pudo. No se pudo.
Y tomar poquito tequilita, güey, pero no se pudo.
Tampoco. Tampoco, güey.
Nah,
Hay
but
que seguir las reglas. We gotta follow the rules.
True.
sí, güey. Y bien. But hey, on this podcast, obviously we're fun and games when it's time to have fun and games, but we really decided to kind of talk about something a little bit more serious, something not really to do with entrepreneurship, something I feel like has to do with personal development, and that is about suicide awareness.
True. Because this month it is Mental Health Awareness Month for nobody that knows.
Not yet, but I'm gonna be honest. Suicide is one of those topics, and obviously, before we go any further, obviously, like a disclaimer, we're not professionals. We're your average day Joes. Obviously, we go through things just like everyone else. Obviously, no one's special, and I just want to make that clear. So, whatever advice you do take from us, you take it with a grain of salt, and you do your own research. You do what you got to do, but we're here to talk amongst ourselves, and you take it as you want to take it. Type shit.
Yeah, this is more so just like information.
Informative.
Yeah, for what we think
Can help.
Yeah, can basically help the signs you might see from your loved ones that you might just typically brush up and be like, you know what, this is probably nothing. But I think it's a good thing to really catch up on your loved ones and make sure that they're actually doing okay and not just casually saying, how are you?
Yeah.
Right. No, yeah. Because, I mean, obviously, like, we're not professionals, but if we do help someone, obviously that's our goal, is to at least help one individual. Obviously, whoever's listening to this right now, I don't know what you're going through, whether it's good or bad. Obviously, I hope you do take something away from this, because at the end of the day, our goal is to make everyone 1% better. Obviously, ourselves included, alongside you guys. So I feel like maybe we should start personally, talking a little bit more personally when it comes to suicide. So, you, John, or you, Santi, have you guys ever contemplated committing suicide or anything along those lines?
Thankfully, nah. I'm sure, I know a lot of other people probably feel the same or feel the opposite, but I'm sure it's a scary thing to even encounter, to be honest, because like you're literally talking about like fucking, OVA type of thing,
Yeah.
But no, I've honestly have not experienced that, and I thank God, and I hope to God that I don't, because like I said, it's something scary and honestly pretty powerful that can take over, obviously your decisions. So yeah, no, thank God.
True. For me, no, I have not. Thank God as well. I think the big part for me, obviously, we're all Catholic, and I've always known that if you commit suicide, that is one guarantee to hell, not to heaven.
Right.
So
Straight shot.
Yeah, just straight shot there. So for me, I've always been more on the religious side. Like, I would never do that just because I want to be with God when my time is over, But it is a very scary thing. I have been a part of people who have talked about wanting to do it. And honestly, it's a very scary thing. Like, you kind of don't even know like how to react or anything,
like what to
because
say.
it like catches you so off guard, because you, as like a human being, you never think of someone actually being so capable of like wanting to end their life or taking anything so serious to where they want to end their life, But obviously everyone goes through things differently, so it's like, who am I to judge them, right? So the only thing I was able to do was just kind of be there for moral support and literally just listen to them, hear them out, and because at the end of the day, like, they're just crying out for a seek of help because they just feel like a burden, or they just feel stuck in wherever they're at and they can't get out, and they feel like death is the only way to really get out of where they're at.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
I mean that's kind of like fucked up, because I mean, like, when someone commits suicide, like, they're being selfish, like not even like towards their family, but like towards themselves, like obviously they didn't really care about themselves. I mean, I would assume so, since they took their own life or whatever, but like, yeah, they don't care about themselves, they don't love themselves or whatever the case is. And like, you're not only I'm like, oh man, if all my worries will be gone, if I do take my life or whatever, but like, man, you're leaving, like, what would you like? You're
becoming a burden.
No, like like you're leaving,
Spirit?
sympathy, or like you're leaving, like, obviously your whole family, and they're grieving for you. They feel that pain, and like again, you're being selfish, and you're not even thinking, about the bigger picture.
Right.
And this all kind of like, goes back to what we said about like kind of like personal development, and like kind of just having the right thoughts. So like if one of you guys ever like encounters like suicidal thoughts or and just any like self-harm, type of thing, like, man, just think positive, because like, it's true, there's life and power like at the end of the tongue or whatever it said, but yeah, man, you just switch your thoughts, and I mean, it could help you. It could help you a lot.
True. Right. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I've never really like, just like you guys, I never have had any of those thoughts. Obviously, we all go through shit. There's times where, you contemplate not suicide, but like wishing you can run away for a little bit or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But no, I mean, thankfully, I never have. Obviously, I know I have a couple people that unfortunately have. And, as Santi did say right now, us as Christians, Catholic, whatever, it kind of says in the Bible, and I have it here in the notes. So it's kind of like a straight shot to hell, but we're not sure of that. Like, obviously that's kind of what the Catholic Church says. But you don't be, just because someone committed suicide doesn't mean they went straight to hell. Obviously, that's why there's purgatory, and that's what we believe in, is is purgatory. But if someone commits suicide, it's like committing murder. So that's considered a grave sin. You're committing murder, but you're committing murder to yourself, and only God can create and destroy. And that's where it kind of pushes the edge a little bit, because if that's the one thing that I've always thought to myself, if I commit suicide, the promised land, everything that we worked for when we were here on earth, our goal is obviously to get to heaven. And what scares me, even though I'm not 100% sure, and no one is 100% sure, obviously we all know, even scientists know, that we're spiritual beings living in a physical body. Our body was a gift from God, so we have to cherish that. So if we take the gift that God gave us and we commit suicide, or we end up whatever, hurting ourselves in a severe way, it's one of those things where obviously God's going to be like, I gave you everything and you're deciding to throw it all away, which is obviously something that he doesn't want. But yeah, I mean, before we go any further with like the church or any religious or personal development, what are some facts that you guys found on suicide?
Yeah, let's see.
Some crazy ass ones, bruh. That shit
Yeah, there was some pretty crazy ass statistics on
there was.
suicide. Go ahead.
That honestly, what was shocking to me, actually, hold on, I have it right here. My bad, I pulled up the wrong notes. But yeah, that suicide, was responsible for like 48. This was like in 2021. Like in the article that I read, it said that suicide was responsible for like 48,183 deaths in 2021, which is about like one death every 11 minutes. Like that shit was like, what the hell? Like every, like literally not even an hour, maybe not even a day, like minutes, like someone is either like thinking or like fucking actually doing those actions of taking their life away.
Yeah. So right now we've been airing the podcast for about 12 minutes, which is crazy to think about, and it's honestly super sad. And obviously, like RIP. But since this podcast has started, at least one person has committed suicide, which is super hard to think about, obviously.
According to statistics.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, yeah, another crazy statistic that I found was in this article, it says this is pretty recent to 2023, I believe. It says it's about 130 suicides per day are actually happening. And if you think about it, if you break that down, that's what, 130 divided by 24? That's about 5 every hour. So that's, again, like one every, almost 10, 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And then I believe that 1 in every 6 contemplate suicide.
Yeah.
And I forgot the exact statistic, but I think it's like 40% of all high school students contemplate it.
Yeah,
I came across one that said that like we were like the age group between like 15 and like 24 are like the second largest group that have like contemplated or whatever thought about suicide.
Yeah. I mean, I did see that about like the 40% contemplate, but nine of them actually attempt to actually kill themselves.
Yeah. So I mean, again, this is like a super hard topic, and obviously the statistics are there, and we can talk statistics all day long, but at the end of the day, just like in the rat race or whatever, you don't want to become a statistic. Like, why do you want to become a statistic? God gave us this vessel, and you got to treat it like a vessel. Let's say you win a trophy, whatever, or you pick up a bar of gold or whatever. You got engaged. That engagement ring, you're gonna take care of it until death. So you got to do the same thing with your body. And I wrote down on here again, I know I talked about it briefly, but God gave us this vessel. The last thing you want to do is take away God's creation. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Nah, like kind of just like bouncing off what you were saying, like as like kind of weird as it sounds, like you really gotta love yourself, like you truthfully like he said, like as if you're picking up something like gold or whatever it is, like you gotta take care of it, you gotta love it, you gotta like your own pet type of thing, you gotta like if you gotta take care of it, you gotta go on walks, you make sure it eats, all that kind of stuff, right? You gotta make sure you take care of yourself as well, because at the end of the day, you only have yourself. So like God only gave us one life, and we gotta fucking cherish the shit out of it, because like, man, time does not wait for nobody. Like it says,
No.
it's like every 11 minutes somebody's committing suicide, and like now imagine how many accidents happen and all that kind of stuff, right? But that's a different topic. But like, just for real, just take care of yourself, love yourself, and like literally just know yourself.
Yeah.
Because like knowing yourself, like you're not gonna, like you can prevent, like I said, you can prevent yourself from committing those thoughts or actually those actions that that lead to taking your life away.
Right.
Yeah, one thing that I will say, I feel like we struggle as humans to take accountability for our own actions, because obviously God gave us the power to create our lives with just our thoughts, so whatever you think about actually comes to life. So even if that's positive or negative, everything that you think about, everything that you say comes to life. So what I hope for people is that they start to take accountability within themselves, that they have this power to create their own reality. So realistically, you have the opportunity to make yourself happy every single day. Like when you wake up, like you have the choice to either be sad or be happy. It takes the same amount of energy to do either one. So might as well pick being happy, right? But it all starts with taking your own accountability, because if you start taking your own accountability every single day, all it takes is those small wins in increments every single day. So you holding yourself accountable, you're going to be able to tell yourself at the end of the night, like, I completed this, and I promise you'll end up 10 times more happier than you were if like you go to bed and you think like, oh, tomorrow's a new day, like I'll just get it done tomorrow. Because and then it's just going to go on in a loop and a loop and a loop. And then you're never actually going to make yourself get out of this depression or make yourself get out of like this hole that you're in.
Yeah. So I feel like, obviously, we said that we've never really had those thoughts about committing suicide or anything like that. But I feel like if we put ourselves in a mindset as to why, like we got to ask ourselves why people commit suicide. So obviously our life is pretty good. We still have our parents, we have our girls, we have family members that love us, all that, right? But if let's just put ourselves into an individual. Let's say we're 55 right now, and we lost our wife, we lost our job, we lost our money,
lost everything.
You lost everything, and that's like a breaking point, And points like that either break you or make you. And obviously, we don't know what it feels like to be in those moments, right? And obviously, we hope that if we ever encounter those moments, we're strong enough mentally to pass by them. So, I mean, obviously, people get into this dark hole and they think they can't get out of it. But if obviously, I'm 23, I haven't experienced life to its fullest. But I would like to think that if I'm ever in that position, just like things have happened in the past, we've been broke. When we were broke, we didn't know what the future held, right? We were hoping, and obviously we would pray and we would work towards it. In every situation, there's obviously a solution for everything. Like this past week, I lost trading, and in those moments, it sucks, bro. Like it completely sucks, and you think about it, and you're like, damn, bro, like. It really crushes you. Like if anybody out, invests their money or whatever, it kind of almost breaks you. But it's funny because in a day, 5 days, 10 days from now, things like that don't matter, because you still have your health, you have everything. And I just feel like, again, if we're ever in that position where I feel like we would get crushed, I hope we can. I don't say hope. I know we can persevere.
For a fact. I mean, I know there's that saying where like, if it's not gonna matter like 5 years or like, the next week or whatever, like don't contemplate on it. Don't even waste your time on or your energy on that, because like you're just putting negative energy into something that honestly shouldn't be put thought into it, and it's just gonna come back tenfold. And man, that's when shit gets real.
Yeah. So I mean, when you talk tragic like accidents, there's people that lose their entire families. Like, just think about it, right? Obviously, it's super hard to even imagine it. But let's say you were like driving home or something, and then you get a call, and all your family members were in a car accident, and now you're bro. I mean, I don't know what I would do, right? I don't know what I would do. But I know every time I'm in a bad situation, the first thing that pops into my head is someone has it worse. You know, even I obviously I hope to God that never happens, but if I might still have both my feet, both my hands, bro. There's people that don't have shit and they're as happy as can be. And I know obviously we're gonna talk about this later on, but I feel like it's very, very selfish for anyone to really commit to commit suicide. And again, I know we're tossing that word up like it's nothing, because trust me, I know it's tragic. But if anybody commits suicide, that's honestly very, very selfish. Because at that moment, all you're thinking about is yourself. You're not thinking about the impact that you're gonna have on others. Like imagine just an example, right? Obviously, whether you care about me or not, obviously I know there's people out there that do, right? But imagine if I committed suicide. The one thing that I know right away, it would affect everyone around me, my parents, my brother, my sister, my dogs. Like it would be like a huge downfall effect.
You crush them.
Yeah, it would crush everyone. And it's like whether you believe that people don't care about you or they do, I know for a fact someone does.
At least with one person. And to be honest, that's all that fucking matters. And guess who that person is? God.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so that's one of those things where don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. And you know, people hate on Andrew Tate and they talk all this shit about Andrew Tate. But one thing that Andrew Tate said was, if let's say again, you're 55, you lose your wife, you lose your money, but you still have your kids, and maybe your kids are grown. These kids, if they lose their dad, they're gonna be in fucking despair. They're gonna be like, what the fuck? What did I do wrong? This and that. And it's crazy because obviously we come from a different background. Obviously we're Mexican and our dads were raised very, very differently. Bro, if I were to ever tell my dad that obviously this isn't like true, right? But if I were to tell my dad, hey dad, I'm contemplating suicide, he would probably smack me across the face and would be like, what the fuck are you even talking about? He's like, I know for a fact he would be like, I worked my ass off to get here to the United States. I've been here for 20 years. I created this company. I gave you a house. I gave you a roof over your head. I gave you food. I gave you everything you ever wanted. And you're gonna tell me that all that shit is worthless? You know, if you're young and you're contemplating suicide, your parents worked their ass off to bring you up in this world. Like, this world is fucking tough. That's why I bet, you know, you're contemplating suicide, but you got to think about everything that your parents went through, whether you think they care about you or not. Someone had to go through a bunch of bullshit to be where you are today. So again, if my parents, bro, that's not even a thought to my dad. Like, I've asked my dad a couple times what he thinks about like mental illness or depression, and bro, my dad right away, he's like, you think I'm gonna get depressed? He's like, you think I'm gonna get depressed out of fucking everything that's going on in my mind? You think that depression's gonna beat me? He would always tell me that he's gonna beat depression because he's faster than depression, and that's I feel like that's why a lot of people get sucked into depression nowadays and sadness, is because what did our parents do when they were in Mexico and now they're here? The only thing they have in their mind is survival.
Facts.
They don't have Twitter, fucking Pornhub, all this bullshit. The only thing that they fucking think about is surviving. And us right now that, you know, we're great. You know, I'm grateful that my dad put everything that he did in front of me. I don't have much to think about besides enjoying my life. And all my dad is thinking about is surviving. That's kind of where culture kind of fucked us up a little bit, because our parents, they're in survival mode all day long to this day. Because obviously our parents are, you know, they're trying to make it. Whether, you know, my dad has a good business or not, his head is always occupied, and that's why we say 1% better, or that's why we talk about personal development. Because if you have your mind occupied in the right things, suicide isn't going to be a fucking thought.
Yeah.
Like, if you have your goals, like, again, I know, you know, it's not an easy topic, but let's say, you know, at one point I was like 300 pounds and I was fat as shit and fucking felt horrible. And again, I heard this from Andrew Tate. If you're 300 pounds and you're miserable and you're fat as fuck, no shit, you're going to be fucking depressed. And he said, he's like, I challenge you to go get a 6-pack. Don't do anything else besides get a 6-pack. Bro, your mind is going to be occupied. You're not going to be thinking about how you're fucking fat as shit. You're going to be thinking about your goal. And as long as you have a goal and you're working towards it and you're 1% better, your mind isn't going to be fucking occupied by these dark thoughts. And if they do become occupied about these, if you have these dark thoughts, I know we talked about it briefly last time and we talked about God a little bit. Obviously, we all know that there's an enemy, and all his goal is to get you away from God. So that's the thing. It's if this enemy is out here trying to grab you and bring you towards him, as soon as you start having these thoughts, like, get on your knees and pray.
For real. Because that shit's powerful, man. That shit can, like, I mean, I shouldn't even say shit because, you know, it's something sacred. But, like, prayer, it's honestly pretty powerful. You know, the more you practice it and the more you do it, like, you'll start seeing, like, changes in your life. You'll start seeing, you know, things, you know, kind of shift a little bit in your life. And it's honestly for the better, because obviously you're not going to pray for, you know, a bad life or whatever the case is, right? But exactly how, you know, Hosian was saying, man, just staying occupied, just doing something that's honestly just going to improve, like, just yourself, like, in whatever aspect, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever the case is. But, you know, maintaining yourself occupied, maintaining yourself, you know, busy, although we kind of don't like that word busy, but yeah, like, just making sure that you're doing something that's not going to bring you, like, to that focus, or, you know, wanting to, you know, or just having those negative thoughts, or whatever the case is, because, you know, like we keep saying, you know, whatever you whatever you put out is what you're going to get back at the end of the day. So making sure, you know, you're on personal development, making sure, you know, that you go on walks, and making sure that, you know, that you reach out to people, you know, because, like, man, like, I know all three of us here, if someone comes up to us, yo, we need some advice, shit, we're all ears. You know, we're gonna help you and whatever we know and how to help, right? But yeah, I mean, that honestly, like, just reach out for help, because no idea or question is bad. So just go out there and, like, it's true. If you don't ask for help, you're not gonna get help.
True. You got to open the doors, seek for help. But to piggyback what you were talking about, prayer, I mean, a personal experience of mine, like, for example, I don't live with my mom anymore, and my mom is my soulmate. Like, she is my rock, you know, like, she's the one. And I think my whole life to her, you know, and she's a whole 24-hour drive away from me. I see my mom maybe once or twice a year. So
physically?
Yeah, physically. So obviously, you know, it's a little bit harder for me sometimes. Like, some days I do get upset and I do get, like, down bad. And for example, like, last Sunday, dude, I was driving home from work, and it was like I was talking to my mom, and then I hung up, and it just brought me all this sadness, right? Like, I was crushed. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was just sad, just thinking about my mom and her, and hoping, like, for good for her, you know? And I went to church right after that. Like, I was on my way to church. And once I got out of church, dude, I was super happy, super grateful, like, to even have my mom. You know, I was so stuck in, like, oh my God, like, I haven't been able to see my mom. Like, yeah, so what? Like, I was down, I was sad, but I went into church, and when I came out, I was grateful that I at least still have her around, to be able to call her and, like, her answer the phone and be like, just hear her say hello. You know, that's a blessing in itself, because I know my mom, she doesn't have her dad to do that no more. So it's like, I can't take those little things for granted. So honestly, like, I mean, to finish the topic, it was just prayer, you know, like, the whole prayer thing. Don't take it lightly. Like, wake up at least once a day, pray to God, and I promise you, every single day, like, it'll get better every single day.
Yeah.
But, like, pray with intention, like,
yeah, of course,
because at the end of the day, man, that man knows you head to toe, and whatever you think
can't
that
lie.
you're not gonna hide anything from that man. And, like, make sure it comes from your heart. Make sure, like I said, it comes with intention, because he wants that. Like, he wants the real you. He wants to know that you're actually.
We apologize. The camera. we didn't find something to fix that shit.
True.
But what were you saying, John?
Nah, I mean, just speak to that man with intention. Like he wants to know sometimes when you are feeling down. He wants to know, when you are angry and whether you're angry with him too. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, there might be situations that like, damn, like, why is he making me go through this, or why is he, why are these things happening in my life? But like at the end of the day, like you got to know that he gives, his strongest battles to his strongest soldiers, and that's so true. Because again, he knows you from head to toe, so he knows what you can handle and what you can't.
Right.
So trust me, like he's not gonna put you and whatever. Even if you're going like through the darkest shit in your life, like trust me, he's putting you there for like a specific reason. Like everything that we go through, we get to we get to either learn from it or grow from it, type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because it's all perspective too. At the end of the day, it's all perspective, because what's some light without some darkness?
for real.
There's no light without darkness. And just like there's seasons in the year.
There's always gonna be seasons.
Yeah, like you're gonna have a fall and a winter where it's ugly and it's horrible and you feel like giving up, but you damn well know that the spring is around the corner. Like here in Chicago, we fucking hate the winter. We love it to some extent, and then we get tired of it. And you're like, dude, I want spring to roll around. It's the exact same thing with your mental health and everything like that. To be honest,
just don't be scared to reach out, for real. Like whether you want to talk to a counselor, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, wife, even your damn dog. Trust me, he's gonna listen.
Yeah.
And he might not say something back, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna feel how you're feeling, and he's gonna cuddle up with you, and you're probably gonna feel better.
Yeah. No, the biggest thing is personal development. Learn how to grow yourself, and just don't be selfish when it comes to that. I know, there's statistics out there, but I know I'm pretty sure that this is the like almost quote unquote every person that has wanted to jump from the Golden Gate Bridge, or that has jumped from the Golden Gate Bridge and has survived, their immediate thought as soon as they jump off is regret. Every survivor has said the same thing. And don't live with regret. If that happens and you're gone, now everyone's gonna suffer around you because of that situation. And now that we maybe we should step away from talking so darkly, but even if you're not thinking about suicide, you have to check up on your people. Like, you just don't know. Like, the happiest of people
For real.
could honestly be
going through the darkest shit in their life.
Yeah, and you don't know. Obviously, people can't get help if they don't want it, but your best friend could be going through shit and you just don't know. So, there are signs. Obviously, they're acting different. Maybe they're doing shit they've never done before, and you know when someone's going through shit because of their energy, or maybe you don't. But that's where you have to reach out and be like, yo, like, how you been? Are you dead ass good? Or what's going on type shit. And then, just help.
Yeah. It's just being that little inch of light that you could be for someone who you never know is in the dark. And obviously, like, dude, as God's soldiers, that's who he pays the most, is the people who we get to save. And obviously it's more spiritual than it is like physical,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like, obviously, dude, like, be nice to people, be kind to people. Like, shit, man, like, it's free. Don't take that shit for granted. And always check up on your loved ones. Make sure everyone's okay, everyone around you. And also, like, when you're praying, like, pray for everyone around you, like, pray for all your loved ones. Like, it won't kill you.
Yeah. And if you are going through shit, like, just know that you're not alone.
Yep.
And if you are a believer of God or you're not, like, suffer with Christ, like, he obviously, he died for our sins. He carried a whole ass cross on top of this big ass mountain and was crucified for us. Whether you believe that or not,
Barefoot.
whatever. Yeah. And they obviously, they beat his ass right before and shit, So the thing is, God suffered through a shit ton. Our parents suffered through a shit ton.
And guess what? We're going to continue suffering.
Yeah.
But then that's where, personal development,
Yeah.
prayer, all that comes into play.
Trust me, God's going to suffer with you. And again, he's going to put you through things for a reason. Don't think that things are just going to happen just because. And it's funny, like, I know I said this earlier, but every time I've gone through something that's kind of like bad or whatever, I know that it's only temporary. And then a few months from now, I laugh. Like when I was broke, I'm like, why was I even stressing about being broke? Like things were always gonna work out. And if you're broke right now, whatever you're going through, it's just for the fucking time being. Like if you're actually gonna put in the work and you're actually striving for more, things are gonna obviously change. You know what I mean? And you know, I know John or Santi, I forgot who said about getting help and seeing a therapist. Obviously, go ahead and do so. Which it kind of wants to. It makes me want to bring up another topic about how like I know a lot of these therapists are really only doing it for the money because it's $1 billion industry. You know, and it's crazy that people with like suicidal thoughts they're put onto this pill, and that makes them even fucking darker and shit. You know that kills them. Like I know Andy was talking about getting off his antidepressants or whatever the fuck they're called, and it's so hard to get off of them because it makes you happy, but long term it's gonna fuck you over.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, the only thing that's gonna really save you is your fucking self.
Yeah.
And
God.
I know times can get fucking lonely, and I know things can hurt, and I know sometimes it's really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But if you just strive for a little longer, if you just work a little harder and get up a little earlier and try to beat yourself every single day, 1% better, things are always going to fucking work out though. That's the thing. Like every time when my parents were struggling, bro, like I can guarantee you that my dad, when he was broke as shit, when we barely had money to eat, he probably thinks those struggles are easier than the struggles that he's going through now with bread. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he probably looks back and he laughs. And again, it's so funny, bro, that you know, us Mexicans or whatever race you come from, obviously, you know, we're all created equal. Bro, I mean, it's funny that our parents don't really believe in like depression and shit. Like I remember Marlon's dad, he's like, oh, if a kid has, obviously he's joking, right? Don't take this too serious. But he's like, if a kid with Down syndrome was born in Mexico, you beat the shit out of the kid, and the Down syndrome goes away with the beating. You know, but then the thing is, that's how people grew up though.
Yeah.
And bro, that's why
Facts.
depression and stuff and like suicide isn't like a thought to these people. Like, bro, people in the poorest countries, the Amish, kids in Africa, they're the happiest.
Fucking happiest people, bro.
And they
don't got shit.
nothing.
Yeah.
And they're the
Shit
happiest.
is
And
what they got.
Yeah, they got shit. And the thing is, that shit makes them happy though.
Exactly.
But it's just about perspective. Like, bro, people are always going through worse. If your dog dies, somebody's family died. You know, obviously, not trying to be funny, but your dog died. You're fucking feeling horrible. Someone's whole family died. Someone's whole family died. Fucking not. They have no arms and their family. Like someone has it worse though. That's the thing.
True.
Don't be selfish. Look for help, and at the end of the day, the biggest help is going to be yourself. And you know, just if you want to reach out to someone, and
Don't be
just
scared.
grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't be scared, and just remember that one day you'll look back and you're going to be like, this is the biggest thing, bro. I think about it. Imagine if you committed suicide today, and you had like a girlfriend or whatever. Like, what could have been? You know, what could you have done in this world? Like, imagine you don't commit suicide, and a few years from now you have a kid and you're holding this life in your hands. You're gonna be like, damn, if I would have done that shit, this life wouldn't be in my arms right now, and you would have regretted that to the fucking max.
True.
You know?
I mean, dude, it's like you said, you know, to piggyback what you said about fucking, damn, I lost my train of thought. Hold on, it's right here. Think. About like looking at the past and like getting over it, right? Like just thinking, like looking at the past and laughing about the situation that you were obviously going through. Like, bro, think about it. Like when we were in school, like I don't know about you guys, but I remember I used to stress about school because like obviously getting good grades was important in my family. So like all this shit that when I was a kid that was stressful to me, like obviously as we grow older, different things like cause different stress levels and stuff like that. So like comparable to like the darkness like that I am now, I guess you could say was like school back then. And I look at it now and I'm just like, dude, why was I stressing so much about that shit like back then? And it's like, dude, that happens every time, because the thing that God does is he'll never put you through something that he doesn't think you can get out of.
Yeah.
So just know that whatever you're going through, there's always going to be a light on the other side, because that's how it's planned to be.
Right. And one last thing before we cut it. You thoughts create things, If you're having these bad thoughts, and if you continue to have these bad thoughts, obviously the only thing you're going to see is bad. And even if you think you can't get out of that, start little by little, say that I'm happy, grateful now that I'm happy, and just keep repeating it and see how you can. The thing is, you can create absolutely anything that you want out of your own life. God gave you that power. So if you're going through shit and you feel like you can't get out of it, start doing things different, Start working out more. Start taking cold showers. Stop eating like shit, because the shit that they put in the food is going to make you feel even worse. Whatever you're doing that's making you feel a certain way, whether you think so or not, it could even be an addiction. Like, fucking find a way to drop it. Like, the thing is, don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. I know you might think that suicide is an easy way out.
Preach, brother.
But it's fucking not. It's not. Like, you're being selfish. Don't be a bitch. Like, bro, God gave you too much. Your parents worked their ass off for you to be like, oh, I'm sad now. And that now it's like me not really being funny, but this is just how I am. Like, I'm sad now. Here I go. That's fucking bullshit. Don't do that shit to yourself. Like, you got so much to live for, so much to work for, and imagine, like, I just, when I was cleaning earlier and I was looking at my dogs, and I'm like, dogs can't commit suicide. Obviously, they fucking can't. And they go through life every day happy. Like, they're just like, oh, here I am, So, like, the thing is, it's like I was thinking about, God gave us free will, and he gave us the ability, if we wanted to kill ourselves. Imagine if God didn't want to do that, he would make us all like dogs, where
stupid.
Yeah, I mean, not really stupid, but you fucking whining your tail. You don't even know what you're doing. You're just like, oh yeah. Like, God could have made us all like his own slaves.
True. For real.
And he did it, and that's for a fucking reason. But don't do anything. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Nah,
that ain't me.
But for real,
obviously, you gotta throw some jokes into this shit, because obviously, I know it's as serious as it can be.
You gotta look at the light.
You always gotta look at the positive side, because then it's too much negativity. No more.
True.
Yeah,
I mean, if there's
don't
anything
do anything dumb.
True. Be aware of your spirit, like, of how you're feeling. Like, you should start being more cognitive and more conscious of how you feel every single day.
Yeah, and maybe you've never really thought about, like, oh, have I ever? Because, bro, like, even Andy has said it. He's like, oh, I thought these thoughts of committing suicide was normal for everyone else. Obviously, we don't know how it feels like to feel that. But if you can't get perspective out of us, go listen to someone that has. Like, everybody has gone through what you're going through, maybe even worse, and talk to them. You'll feel like a bitch. You'll be like, damn, like, I'm over here saying that I can go through life, and this person has it 10 times worse. So it's all about perspective,
True.
For a fact. Yeah. Reach out.
But with that one,
help. Seek help.
Hey, what's that hotline text or number that you could do? 988?
988, I believe.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Text the number 988 if you ever feel lonely.
Yeah, just say help.
And you do not have to be 18 or plus, by the way.
Wait,
you don't?
Not if you're feeling lonely. Hey, you're going to text 98. What are you up
lonely.
to? No, but obviously.
Are you awake?
No, but obviously, we're fucking around and shit. But but for real,
seek help.
Seek help if that's an actual number that you feel like you're having these dark thoughts. And
or look up the damn fucking hotline number. Yeah, it's gonna show up. Trust me.
Yeah. Or listen to Logic's
it's song
1-800-SUICIDE.
True.
All right. Well, I hope you got something out of this. Al 100, cero agüite.
See you next time, guys.
Para enfrente, porque nunca para atrás. No se puede.
God loves you.
God loves you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Ciao.